And we're back with the second half of Monster Comic Review. And we'll start right out with Justice League number 8.
I like this Green Arrow! Yay! He seemed intelligent, which was new. Because Green Arrow is just a bozo who's waiting to have sex with whoever, whenever, next. So, that was nice. It was funny too. I like the fact that he was following around the Justice League. That was funny. I wonder what team he'll be joining. I really hope it isn't Justice League International because
we don't get that book.
In short, it's written by Dan Didio.
No, it's not.
It isn't?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Dan Jurgens is writing it.
Oh.
But it was still clunky.
Yes. Well.
The issues that we did read.
Okay. Never mind. Dan Jurgens is writing it. Well, that doesn't explain anything because I don't think we bad-mouthed him besides when we actually reviewed the book.
Right.
So, no, though, I don't actually have anything against these people, just their writing. No, not the point. I like this issue. It was good. I like Green Arrow. I like the coherency. I like the way that they deliver how they're talking about how the boom tube glitches every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that one time. Another time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like every so many thousand.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we up to now? Oh, we're up to 1,096. Anytime now.
We're overdue.
We're overdue. You know, how we get transport.
That was cool. It was interesting seeing how John Johns, Martian Manhunter, relates into the Justice League's experience of people because he's talking about.
Because they're talking about they don't want to bring anybody else in the group because look what happened the last time they brought somebody in the group. And it's a picture of him blasting people.
He just beats up. Well, not beats up. He definitely.
He was holding his own against all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean.
And then at the end, he's saying, "No, they're not ready."
Yeah, they're not ready.
That'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know if there's actually something coming, or he's just implying that look, I need to be part of Stormwatch because Stormwatch is handling the real universal problem as opposed to the world problems that the Justice League are dealing with. Yeah. So, what do you think the beef is between Green Arrow and Aquaman? And the whole island thing. I'm not on an island.
I don't know. I guess at some point. When I guess he was on the island or something, whatever. When Green Arrow's on the island, I'm assuming he's stranded.
Part of the back history we all originally know.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. And then maybe Aquaman had the chance to help Green Arrow, or maybe they fought or something. So I'm swatting off flies. Maybe they fought or something, I don't know. But somehow Aquaman could have helped Green Arrow, but he didn't.
Right.
And so Green Arrow's like, well, thanks.
But it's kind of fun. This issue's kind of fun with him, kind of dogging him every place. When I got here first,
like,
or
like,
whatever.
See, I can be on the Justice League.
Or that
no.
That arrow.
I can be on the Justice League.
Right.
No.
Right. And then of course they hint at the end. Trevor, he hints that I got a team for it.
Yeah.
So it'll be curious to see what
what team he joins.
What that is and whatnot. Yeah. And you know what? I don't mind when he hit on Wonder Woman in it. When he asked her out for lunch. Yeah. Because he did it in a way that people normally would do that if you're going to do that kind of a thing. And obviously it's not like Wonder Woman is ugly or anything, so why wouldn't you take a shot if you could? But he's not groping her like Al Jordan or anything.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, it was a fun issue, wasn't it? Well, let's talk for a second about Shazam.
Oh my God! I hate Billy so much. He's such a jerk. I mean, there's a little bit of emotion at the end. I mean, it sounds like that he's obviously gone through some sort of trauma and he doesn't really have any family left. Well, duh, he's an orphan, but he doesn't really have any family left. And he probably lost them in some way that wasn't just... Obviously, he had family at some point, and then he somehow lost them.
Right.
But otherwise,
that.
He's just a jerk. I mean, he's like the scum of the earth. I don't see how he'd ever be worthy of being Shazam.
Yeah. This is really bizarre because, of course, we're used to him just being...
He is the goody two-shoes of the DC universe. There's
really
no other way around it.
He makes Superman look like a badass.
Yeah,
I mean, because he is so goody two-shoes. Yeah. So this is quite a departure of a story and whatnot. I have faith, hopefully, that Jeff Johns is writing us a story that we're going to actually be interested in. At the end of this one, of course, he's kind of he's a jerk to everybody. But he makes people cry and whatnot. He has some remorse there at the end and hints at the fact that he is, got actual feelings and whatnot, and probably just his situation that he's in, being a tough kid, is what's helping him survive the situation. So curious to see what's going on and whatnot. I have my own personal druthers about it, about the story. I really don't like the fact that they call it Shazam. I mean, I know everybody, when you're a kid, you call him Shazam because he says it all the time, but he's not Shazam. He's Captain Marvel. And now they've...
Captain Marvel.
Right. I know, you're weird, though. But so that part kind of bugs me, but I understand why they did it. It's probably easier for them to market it that way and whatnot. So, but I'll be curious to see what happens there. So what would you rate this book?
I was gonna ask you that. I give it a solid 3.
Yep, it was enjoyable.
Yep.
So yeah.
Good fun superheroes.
Yep.
Next up we have our next Night of the Owls book, Nightwing issue 8, where Nightwing's being hunted by his great-grandfather, or is it just his grandfather?
I think it's great-grandfather.
Yeah, his great-grandfather, who's a night owl, who's been resurrected.
Because he's
and
he's dead.
And his target, and of course, because we all saw this coming, the target that he's sent after is the target that Dick decides to go protect. And of course, so he's being chased down his grandfather. So as we're getting this story where, he doesn't really show up to the very end, though, does he?
No, he's beating on some other guys first.
Yeah, so, so Dick's fighting the other owls, and at the very end he gets completely cut down by him. Yeah,
because, of course, the owls are being sent out to wipe out 40-plus people that are just important people in Gotham City.
Yep.
And so, of course, the Bat family gets called in to rush in and try and save as many of these people as they can, even though some of them are probably already dead.
Yep.
Which they definitely imply that some of them are already pasted.
Yeah,
so,
probably.
So it's basically a big brawl with Dick and a couple of these, where he busts up a few of them.
But we did get to see the backstory for his great-grandfather and how he got inducted into Haley's Circus, and what Haley's Circus, kind of what they do to train you to be that killer.
Right. Which is all pretty cool stuff. I think. I love the whole setup for the night of. This whole Night of Owls thing, I think, is pretty cool and really interesting, and gives a whole new spin to their, to Dick's history and why he partially is the way he is and whatnot. Besides just obviously being tutored by Batman and stuff. Pretty cool. Curious to see what happens the next issue because he's pretty trashed.
Well, normally, I mean, not like it's never been done before. Batman's taken all sorts of stuff, but usually normal people don't usually die or live when they have like 5 daggers going straight through them, sticking out the other side.
So he juggled the guy. Yeah, his great grandfather or grandfather, whatever,
who juggled knives.
Just
juggled them into his back.
Just pin cushions, old Dickie there.
Yeah.
So so would you rate this book?
3.
Yep, 3. Enjoyed it. The Batman book's better because it's Batman.
Yeah. But, not quite Batman, but not as weak of a 3 as Blue Beetle.
No. And Eddie Burrows is back on artwork, and it shows.
Definitely.
Artwork was
I like this artwork.
Yeah.
No changing hairlines.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yep. Okay, what do we have next?
Next up is Red Hood and the Outlaws number 8. What'd you think?
I like this. This was definitely more of I like the dialogue in this, like when Susie shows up and he's got Susie on the ground. He's like, I like the fact that he gives her a chance to go away from her ways.
Again. Right.
I mean, because this is it feels like this is him. He's part of the Bat family. I mean, he's not part of the Bat family. He was definitely once part of the Bat family, but he isn't anymore.
Right.
I mean, because he gives her the chance. He says, "Hey, walk away from this," right? And she's like, "No, I'm going to chase you and try and kill you for the rest of for the rest of my life until you're dead." And so he pops a cap in her, which I think was interesting because I just love seeing people get shot point blank in the head. But
he's all about that.
But I liked it because it was definitely showing us how he's broken away from the Bat family, and he really isn't one of those goody two-shoes who doesn't kill anybody.
Right.
So that was interesting. I mean, it shows that he doesn't fight with 2 guns for a reason. So that was cool. I liked seeing that he has some heart and he feels like he has some relationship with the other members of the Bat family besides Bruce Wayne. Because with Tim Drake, that was
cool. Yeah. This book.
I like the artwork too.
The book continues to surprise me because it continues to give Jason Todd a moral compass that we didn't necessarily expect. I mean, him giving Susie the opportunity to walk away from it. It's because it's like, look, you're getting a second chance. I'm giving you a second chance. Like I had a second chance. Let's do something with it, kind of thing. No, she refuses to. Fine. He's gonna make. Like you said, he makes. He makes the hard call there, but he really does want to do right.
Yeah.
I mean, he does want to do right. He's just he's trying to figure out how to get past the fact that he did die.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back and he finds out that his mentor, his dad, even though now they kind of hint at the fact Bruce isn't his dad anymore because he's dead, and he's declared dead. So whatever. But
didn't try to avenge him at all?
He didn't avenge him.
Yep.
He should have went out, as far as he's concerned, Batman should have went out and killed the Joker off for letting him get killed, and he didn't do it.
Yep.
So here we are. But at the end of the day, he's still going to help.
Yep.
When that call comes out, he's going to help.
Uh-huh.
I love his interaction with Tim. And the other Bat family and whatnot. The little pieces that have to, in this book, that have to do with the Bat family and his relationship with Batman and the Bat family
was really interesting.
Are really cool. Every one of these issues that have that in it makes the book, as far as I'm concerned. The fact he was part of this, ancient cult, whatever, that's interesting and all. That gives us an idea of how he has his fighting and what he does and what he spends his time doing. That's all marginally interesting. I like the two people with him. I think that Roy is having more and more of a personality all the time, and less of the, I swear to God, he's standing in the corner smoking pot all the time. That's all he's doing.
He's not shaggy with arrows anymore.
I still don't know. There's a whole lot to Starfire. There's going to be more to her. I mean, she's not portrayed as the brainless goldfish, but she's still kind of
the dumb
there.
blonde.
Well, I don't know. She's not dumb. She never comes across as dumb. She doesn't talk. She doesn't hardly talk. She doesn't hardly do anything other than fly around and occasionally blows people up. And occasionally somebody makes an eye candy comment about her. So that's unfortunate. But I'm really liking the book. I like the book a lot because of these little bits and pieces that have to do with the Bat family. Just really make cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that the candidate that they're going after is Mr. Freeze. And I think it makes sense that they're going after Mr. Freeze because what keeps them alive is this. They're pretty much pumping electricity through their veins.
Talking about the owls. Our opinion is, me and Ethan talking before we did this review was, why would it make sense to be why would Mr. Freeze be a valued target for the owls to take care of? Well,
because we've learned
that dropping their temperature way down makes them function less and regenerate slower.
Because they hyper regenerate, so pretty much unless you stick up a tongue through their head like Dick Grayson did, they just keep getting up and getting up and getting up and getting up. So it makes sense that they'd be going after Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze can just shoot an ice blast and shut them completely down.
So that'll be interesting. If that's why they're actually saving. At least that's our guesses. What would you rate the book?
I give it a week 4.
A week 4?
A week 4. I mean,
it as its whole story, I would say it's a 3 for me personally. I push more towards the 4 because of the Bat family parts towards the end of it, with him sitting down talking about eating waffles, about how Alfred's waffles suck. They taste like paste or something like that, right?
Yeah, but they never told him.
Did you tell him?
Nope.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nope. You don't want to tell him because they both like Alfred. Everybody likes
Alfred.
Yeah.
I mean, even Damien likes Alfred, and Damien freaks out on Alfred when Alfred uses his special little butler school chess moves on him.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
We have the first issue of the Shadow.
Dynamite Comics.
Yep.
I love the character of the Shadow.
Back in the Stone Age, you used to read it, right?
Well, okay, I didn't read the first Shadow, obviously, because that was way back.
Not that Stone Age.
Right. But yes, I have collected mini versions of Shadow. DC Comics rebooted Shadow 3 or 4 times, at least twice while I've been reading comics. Have they redone it? I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. When we show you the cover, when you see the cover for it, I can't remember the guy's name. That's the first guy I read of the Shadow, really. I mean, I had some older Batman comics that had the Shadow in it way back, some 20-cent comics. But at any rate, so yes, I'm a fan of the Shadow. I'm a fan of the character and whatnot. This book, I was pretty excited about this book coming out because, of course, I like the Shadow. We went to Emerald City Comic Con. We got to look at the original Campbell
We got to pretty much look at the entire.
Well, the whole book was there.
Yeah.
The whole book was there. No dialogue, but you could flip through it and see all the pictures and whatnot. It looked awesome.
Yep, it was really amazing.
So I was definitely really excited about getting the book. I like the book. I I think it's a good start for it. For me, I don't know about. I mean, I'm curious to see what you have to say about it being a new reader to the Shadow and whatnot. I've heard other reviews of people saying that they thought it was confusing, that you don't know, who had powers, who doesn't have powers. He's shooting too many shots with his guns. The dude's magic.
He's the Shadow.
Right, he's using magic. So I guess if you have an issue with the fact is he shoots 100 bullets out of his pistols and whatnot,
you can take that up with him.
Right. Then you suck, because that was pretty awesome watching him just shoot the hell out of all the people at the dock and stuff. I thought
that was awesome. Yeah, this is my first encounter with the Shadow. I think the only other time the Shadow has been mentioned to me is when he talked about it, and that's him showing me the person stuffed into the water container. So
that was back from the 1980s, like 86, 87. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes. They go to drink water from the water cooler, or the water jug, and they smashed a body inside of it. It wasn't the Shadow that did it, but the bad guys.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the Shadow had any powers. I thought he was just the guy who was...
with guns.
Pretty much, yeah. Obviously he does. Obviously he has a little bit of psychicness, and he's definitely... I don't know, I can't quite pinpoint what his powers are, but he definitely has some level of magic. I mean, I'm assuming it's magic, not technology, because he just seems like one of those guys who has magic. I was a little bit disappointed with the art, because, I mean, it's not as crisp.
Yeah,
like there's this one panel where he's shooting people and he shoots them in the back of their head and their eyeballs go flying out, and I just love gore and stuff. No, their eyeballs go flying out and you can see the eyeballs, as their faces exploding from behind. But with that, it's just more like there's a big red.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Like I said, we got to see the original, and partially, I guess, maybe the reason it's clear to us is because, of course, we're seeing the full-size page as opposed to reduced to this size. But when it got colored, some of those little details disappeared.
Yep.
It's like the scene you're talking about, where these guys are all getting shot. He's at point-blank range, just shooting a whole bunch of them in the head. And I mean, the bullets are flying out. You can see the eyeballs going. It looks like a fountain almost. I mean, the way it gets colored. So it's just this big gout of red, which of course I guess it would be. I mean, it's a headshot and all, but a lot of the detail is gone there. If you wouldn't have known that there was an eyeball there, I don't think you could find it.
Yeah, no, because there's just a little red circle there, and it's just itty-bitty. Although, it was pretty cool when he's on the dock, because that was pretty much the scene where I really got to see him being with Shadow. It's pretty cool when, he's like, hey guys, you haven't really done anything too horrible yet. Give up. Because, more second chancing.
Yeah.
Yay! And he gives him a chance, and the one guy goes, okay, yes sir.
He drops it,
right,
the rest of them are like,
drops it,
that.
like, he's just one guy, we can take him, and he's just like, and he cuts everybody down but the one guy
that gave up.
and there's people behind him who are down and stuff.
Right.
He's just like, well, you gotta live your life.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay. And it was pretty gruesome when he's at the fancy restaurant and the kid's chasing his little sister, and she's like, oh, stop it, Freddie. And he's all like, oh, don't worry, he'll let him be a little kid longer, and in a few more years he'll go die 5 miles above someplace.
Right.
Like, he sounds like Russia.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just like,
well, because he can see people's futures,
and it's easier for a child because they have less grasp over reality, right?
Yeah.
That's that's pretty much what he said. Yeah, they're less connected with what life really is like, so it's easier for him to see what happens with them compared to adults, where they've experienced the hardships of the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I really enjoyed this book. It was
pretty
fun.
good.
I'm gonna get at least 2 or 3 more issues of it. I'm ordered in a few issues just to see what it's going to be. We'll see, if I keep it going down the road and whatnot. I like the story in it. I like we're set in World War II before the U.S. is involved. The U.S. isn't actually involved in it yet, so we'll be curious. I'm curious to see how that all plays out, and how he affects it and whatnot. And his relationship with the people around him, seems how he can kind of see what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
should be interesting.
What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 4. So 4.
Yep. Same here. I had a good time with it.
Yep.
Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Supergirl number 8. What'd you think?
I like this issue. It was cool to see, I guess, Silver Banshee, I can't remember what her name is right now, but it was kind of interesting. Some of her abilities, like, she can pick up.
She translates
anything.
Any
so,
language or
so she's
sound.
speaking with,
pigeons.
Yeah, she's speaking with pigeons, speaking Kryptonian. Yeah, she's negotiating anybody. I love how as they're flying along, she's going, "Wee, yeah, but don't drop me." And then she's like,
no.
She thinks about it. Yeah, drop me.
That'd be awesome.
Me.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like her. She's a fun character. She's.
I hope that of course this all kind of spins out of control at the end of it.
Yeah,
her
when
father,
her dad shows
her
up
father's
and he's some sort of evil
he's black banshee or something like
evil
that.
thing, and she's like, "Well, I am Celtic." And evilly too. I mean, obviously she was Irish. Or somewhere around that from there, but yeah. I'm
kind of hoping that this whole thing works out to where she ends up being a friend of Supergirl's. Yeah. She needs somebody. She needs somebody to help her. She needs
a few friends who's not Superman, because obviously he's not really doing
well, but she's gonna need somebody around to help her
learn English.
Yeah. To start functioning in the world. I'm actually really enjoying the book. I'm enjoying the book. As the book goes along, I'm enjoying it more and more. Yep. Now that she's kind of feels like she's starting to settle into, okay, I'm gonna live on this planet. I'm gonna be a hero here because I'm gonna protect these people.
She understands what's happened.
Right.
She's come
moved
to terms.
Past shock.
Yeah,
right.
She's come to terms that Earth is where she's going to reside pretty much for the rest of her life, and well, probably more than likely in the foreseeable future. And that's nice. I'm glad that she's not spending the entire time going, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh no!" You know, it's like, "Oh, I'm just going to punch everything because I'm so enraged." Ah.
Yeah.
But so that's nice. It's glad that she feels like to some degree she's got her feet under her. That's nice. Yeah. So.
I love the art in this. I like the ongoing artist. Mm-hmm. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I really enjoy his style of art. He's taken a couple issues off. He just had a baby daughter, I believe, I saw on Twitter. So obviously he's gonna take a little bit of time off for that and whatnot.
Makes sense.
This issue is drawn by George Perez. You can't go wrong with George Perez.
Nope,
he's classic.
Not really.
He's classic superhero.
Yeah.
Artist. So.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you rate it?
I'm gonna give this a really strong 3, week 4.
Yeah, really strong 3. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Next up we have, well, I guess finally we have Wonder Woman issue 8. It's the cover where she's, I guess we're going to show it to you anyway.
Yeah.
The cover where she's jumping along with her twin pistols
of arrows.
Shooting the crap out of stuff.
Yeah. Which, so, beginning of the comic, of course, we see her, she's getting all these weapons, and of course she's picking all this archaic stuff.
Yeah,
even though there's all these big guns behind her and whatnot.
Yeah, I love how Heavitus, or how you say his name, I'll probably someday learn, but probably not. He's just like, you could take some of this stuff, and she's like, oh no, it's cool, I'll just take this.
This is how I roll, daggers and swords and shields and whatnot and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we like me, the second he goes, oh here, he takes arrows, pistols from him and goes, here, take these with you too. You'll bring them back, right? Didn't you know?
As soon as he says you'll bring them back, I'm just like, she's not gonna bring those back.
Oh hell, that wasn't even for me. It was the second he grabs and gives them to her. I'm like, what the hell is she gonna do with pistols of
love?
I
know. That's what I was thinking. Is like,
who is she planning on shooting? This is a disaster waiting to happen.
I know, right? Because like, I think.
And then of course when they get
they get there, he's like a bargain. I'm like, it's gonna be the twin pistols of arrows. And she's like, here she goes.
And always gonna shoot her.
I'm like, he's gonna shoot her. And then she's like, oh, haha, I can block her bullet. I'm like, that's gonna go. And then
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. Actually, when she first pulls her bristles up, I'm thinking, oh hell, where are those gonna bounce to? Was my first thought was that could be interesting, is they bounce off and clip somebody, clip Hermes or something, oh no, that'd be a weird relationship. But it didn't occur to me that they'd pass through like that. But I'm still like, I just thought she'd miss.
I was fairly sure that she was going to get hit some way or another because, I mean, they are, even if he is a very minor, lesser known god, he's still a god.
So anyway, so she saves what's her name? Yay, they get to leave.
Saves everybody, yay, we get to leave, and then
of course she's
bang, she's stuck there because she's gonna be in love with Hades
Okay,
now.
so that was all predictable. Was the book good?
Yes.
Yep, I still enjoyed the hell of it, even though I knew it was gonna happen. The artwork continues to be awesome here. Cliff Chiang, I love his Wonder Woman.
Definitely.
Brian Arezzo's storyline. I'm all for this. I'm really curious to see now that she's been shot by a guy. Now she's gonna have to love Hades. How is that going to work out?
That's going to be really interesting.
And how is she going to figure out how to break that? Or does she even have the desire to? That's the interesting thing is I'm assuming she won't even have the desire to
not be in love with.
Other than she's a demigod now, right?
So. Well, she's always been, but yeah.
Right. Okay. So does that give her enough power to? at least resistant.
Well, she is an Amazon, and on top of that, a demigod, like you said.
And she's Wonder Woman.
Touche. And, you know, so makes, I think to some degree, at least subconsciously, unless somebody else somehow breaks her out, that can, I mean, Hermes is pretty well known.
Right.
But still, on the other hand, you know, unless somebody somehow comes to her rescue and figures out how you break the, you know, arrows thing, I'm pretty sure at some point subconsciously she's going to go, my love with Hades isn't right, I need to break through this.
I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see where the storyline goes from here, because this really changes things up.
Yeah,
because now she's a player for somebody else completely different.
Yeah.
So how's that going to work out? I don't know. You know,
definitely.
It's not like she had, you know, it's not like they can use the old cheesy storyline of, but her real love's going to come and convince her of something different, because she doesn't have a real love per se. So yeah, it'll be really, I'm really curious to see what happens in the book and whatnot. Yeah. So what would you rate this one?
4.
Yep, I rated a 4 too. Fun story, even though it was predictable. It looked cool.
It looked cool. It was still good.
Wow, it was fast though.
Yeah, it was fast.
For that
definitely,
book, it was
definitely.
like, oh, we're done.
Yep. But you know, 3 stars because it was good, even though it was predictable, and then you know the other star because it's Wonder Woman.
Well, yeah, and Cliff Chang's doing it.
And yeah, exactly. It was pretty awesome. It was it's definitely a good comic book worth picking up.
As a whole, it was a pretty good week of comics, wasn't it?
Yep. Besides Challenges of the Unknown. Yeah.
Well, one stinky comic out of the rest of them.
Yeah.
And one stinky comic, one mediocre, and yeah, the rest were all pretty good.
Yep.
Anyway, so I guess we're done.
Yep.
So we'll catch you next week, and you can take a look at our little city down there as we walk out of here.
See ya.
Have a good one.